I'm sitting with an artist who is not just making music, he's building a kingdom.
Yeah, I'm just trying to build a world of hope, man. I'm trying to move forward one step at a time.
What's coming next for the King Kanye? Music, visuals, performance? Like, what should people expect from you?
What people got to expect is
If someone discovers you today, what do you want them to do next?
thank you for asking that question. That's beautiful. For me,
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today episode is a special because I'm sitting with an artist like who is not just making music, he's building a kingdom. If you're an independent artist and trying to find your sound, your audience, or your purpose, this episode is for you. I have got King Konye with me today, artist, visionary, faith-driven creator. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
hey, I'm honored to be here. I'm King Konye, and I appreciate that introduction. Yeah, I'm just trying to build a world of hope, man. I'm trying to move forward one step at a time.
Well, that's great. Good to hear that. So let's start with the name, King Konye. Well, what does that mean to you? And what do you want people to feel when they hear it?
So that's a beautiful question. Now, I want people to know anything I'm saying in my music, even when I'm talking about myself, I'm trying to build a king in myself. And I hope I can build a king or a queen in other people. I was actually given that nickname when I was 14 years old. I'm a musician and I used to play the trombone. To people who don't know, it's kind of like a trumpet, but you use your arm with a little slide thingy. And I was doing a solo for my school band, and a teacher actually gave me that name. Konye is my last name, and the teacher wanted to call me King Konye and put it in the program. Years later, I started rapping, and my friend brought that up, and he said, "Hey, this should be your rap name." And I actually liked it because I believe that improv is a big part of music. It's on the spot expression. So King Konye is literally the product of me just trying to make music on the spot, man.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, well, I was also, looking at your profile. I saw that like you talk a lot about gold, purpose, and building a circle, right? So, what did that mindset come from?
So it came from me being someone that wanted to use music as a way to serve people. It's like I realized a lot of the time in life, the things that we want, it's not about trying to take it, but it's about trying to give it, and it seems to come back. And for me, like I recognized, I just appreciate human connection. As I said, I'm a music kid. And me and my siblings would use music to be able to communicate with one another, and we'd have a really, really good time doing it. So when I step on stage, I started telling myself, wait a minute, I'm not here to just have a good time on stage, but I'm here to give an experience to other people. So right before I get on stage, I get in that mindset like, all right, if I want to create an experience with other people, it reminds me they're not here to see someone who's just good at rapping. Though sometimes, yeah, I freestyle too, and I'll be having a good time. But they're here to, enjoy themselves, and the most enjoyment that they will have will come from another human being that is on the stage fully enjoying themselves. So I realized if I can build my entire life in entertainment around just having fun, like how we all started, then maybe other people could have fun listening back to it.
Yeah, that definitely. I agree with this one. So, was like, do you think that like this was your moment of your life where everything shifted?
The moment I feel like everything shifted when 2019 hit, because I had originally like started to develop a presence as a musician alongside my brother, who was also, making music and performing with me. But when I got to see him kind of have a blow up first, and when I watched that happen, I saw how he was able to get people excited. So there was a shift in my mind where I got on stage and I was like, wait a minute, like if this is all about just like, people having a good time and trying to get people excited, then I said, let me start just making my career about fun. And I dropped this album called Spotlight, and I made it about me trying to navigate being an artist that's on stage and dealing with personal insecurities and things like that that come along the way. And luckily people people received it, and then they started spreading it to towns that were local to me, cities that were local to me. And that's when I started getting text messages and like DMs from people saying, hey, like look at this screenshot, like my mom said that someone from my school is like making music, apparently you're like a rapper now. And the traction in that 2-year period from like 20 probably 2018 early to like late 2019 was just it was this crazy fast moving period. People started seeing us in malls, taking pictures with us, and all of a sudden it's like this thing that I just did for fun started to become something meaningful to other people. So that was a wild switch, and of course, we always just move forward from there.
Yeah, well, definitely. So this, like, it's all about getting on a trend things, right? Like when you are on a trend, like things start moving so fast. I agree with you this one on this point. So like whole time period, the things what you saw in your life, that those actually help you to shift into that side, right? So if we talk about like, can you take us back, like is this was the moment when you start taking your music serious for you, or like by old days, or like it was some time later?
Because there was two levels of me taking it serious. So 2017, when I started officially releasing on Apple Music, and that's when I started performing, that's when I started taking it serious, but it was really 2021 after quarantine where I realized that in entertainment, it's actually a business. Now, I had a presence as an artist at that point. That's when I had a fan base where I really did not know what I was doing. And in some ways that helped me because it was very, it was very organic. And in other ways that kind of hurt me because I was just all over the place doing kind of whatever. But in that year of 2021, that's when I was like, wait a minute, let me start taking steps like in a meaningful way. And I started like writing down on paper what it is that I want to bring to the table. And I told myself, if I want to bring to the table like positivity, I can't just speak about that. I have to actually do inner work and just become this person other people could actually look up to and relate to and stuff like that. So that's when I started to really like, I started to take it seriously what I do.
What was your early struggle people don't see, like in this whole journey? Like what was your struggle, because most of the artists don't know about this, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you asked this. So I'm in a rapper that's very different from other rappers. Like I'm a sensitive dude. In my earlier songs, when I was dropping music, I mean, there was a time just nobody would listen because the type of music I made didn't sound popular. It was not popular ideas to, support. So like originally, this is even around the time that I was making music alongside my brother, and he was the one who was really gaining traction, and I was on the songs with him, so I was getting notoriety like on the side, and I just felt like maybe just my type of personality is one that people can't receive. I used to tell myself that, and then because there was like this new level of attention, there's so many people like just in my personal life that would message me where everyone gives their opinions on, what you should do, how you should do it. And I did not have I was not stable within myself. So I started becoming this product of what people would tell me to be, which for a while it was kind of working well because it kind of fit the image that I had at the time, but it was not sustainable and I didn't like what I was putting out there, and I think that started to hurt my career. It really it did quickly. A lot of people don't know this. I guess musicians do know this, but relevancy comes in waves. So there's times when people are talking about you, you're doing big shows, and then there's times when you feel like, does anybody
I understand
notice?
that. I feel you. Yeah, but like, see, back in 2017, as you shared the words with us, that like you start getting famous and people start talking about you. Before that one, when there was no numbers on your profile, what kept you keep going on that time?
So much fun making the songs, and I was so proud of them. So even when people weren't listening, I wanted to put them out, even just so that I could hear them or so that I could show one or two people at the time. I'd be like, if people in my school, in my high school at the time, I'd be like, hey, look, I made it. And I was just so proud of doing something that I felt like was an extension of myself.
Well, that's amazing. So, what would you describe your sound to someone hearing you a first time? Like for your first fans, how it sounds to them?
It's like melodic pop rap. And I say that because it's like a lot of it is, pretty energetic, but melody is the biggest element of my music. I was a guitarist before I was ever rapping and before I was ever doing any level of singing. I feel like the universal languages are rhythm and melody. We're human beings. We understand rhythm and patterns. So that's where, the rap freestyle rhythm element comes in, but melody is like you can say something and get someone to feel something that you can't do with words.
Makes sense to me. So, well, that's amazing. So, do you feel that the artists today focus too much on streams, not even like enough on impact? So, what do you think about this one?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, it's like a cultural thing now where because so many people are influencers, we've developed this like value of someone's worth based on their views. But what I realized when I had started was there were people who were it was the people that were watching that maybe had bigger platforms than I did that were able to share my stuff with other people. And I didn't know that because when you have 50 views on a song, it don't feel like that, and you don't know who's seeing it, and especially on Instagram and TikTok, those are the big ones where now with our platforms of discovery, you don't know who it's in front of. It could be in front of your famous artist, in front of your favorite artist, and you just don't know. So I think it's hurting people that they're focused on trying to go viral and not focused on the fact that the people who see you care about what's in front of them.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. But a lot of artists think the music alone is enough, right? But today's in this era, the content is a part of a game, right? How do you feel about the content like now? Because like before, it was something like you were like on that time, people were like this, right? They have to be more genuine. But now things are working on a content side, right? People are making content. They are getting famous in the days, right? So what you think about this one?
Which to all artists out there, they say the entertainment industry is a business. With any business or any relationship to any human being, expectation is a big part of it. So I started thinking, what could people expect from me? And that's when, like, I got to see that my fan base could be like, like everyone who's here, like, rocks with this or rocks with that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I understand that. So, like, well, most of the artists, like, what do you think the artist gets wrong about Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube? Because, these are the platforms from where you can even though build up your fan base and you can also generate the revenue too at the same time, right? So, what do you think? What artists get?
A lot of people get wrong the fact that they think the algorithm likes or hates them. The algorithm does not like or hate you. The algorithm is designed for consumers. It's people, and not that people like or hate you. It's just um we gotta be honest with ourselves. People aren't scrolling on social media to find someone to support. It's like if we design our content for the sake of the consumer, like to be entertaining, and it doesn't have to be every post, but have posts where you're just able to be a human being, either being silly, entertaining people, or being serious, telling them something. Like the algorithm will reward you not because you're doing what it wants you to do, but because people stay on the videos for longer. It's one of the most frustrating things as an artist sometimes when we see that the posts that maybe we don't take as seriously do end up doing better.
True. Yeah, makes sense. 100%. I agree with you on this one. Well, so do you think the artist should build a fan before chasing labels? Because most of the artists, they are looking for the labels, right? And they don't think about it. Those labels gonna just get you signed in if you have some fan base because there is a lot of competition out there, right? So what you think about this?
Our modern world is heading towards a direction of building a self brand. Like building a self brand right now is more beneficial than, being part of someone else's brand. If you are an artist right now, you want to own your assets for your business. If you sign to a label, I get it. Like, they have budgets. That's cool. That's dope. But and this is just my opinion. I'm not signed to a label before, just a disclaimer, of course, to everyone. But a label, all they can really do is put money and give you connections, of course, to different people and resources, all so that you can get your content into more people. But at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to get your content to people, period. So if you can at least get your feet on the ground first, that's how you can make this happen. Plus, a label's a business. They're not going to sign an artist because the artist is dope. No, they want to invest their money in a proven strategy. They want to invest their money in people that are already building something. But I say skip the label though. I don't think it's necessary. If you get with an agency or a marketing team that the label's probably already hiring in the first place to build these artists up, then yeah, you're in a better spot.
Well, that totally makes sense. And this is what we actually do, right? So we help artists to just grow their, to just stay as an independent because that's the main thing these days. As you said, You can build your own personal brand. So it's important to be, working on your personal brand and staying independent, because like there is a lot of opportunities. A lot of platforms are paying you for monetizations. They are paying you for royalties and all this stuff. So the artist can make a lot of revenue by himself without even having, the label signed to them, because they're gonna crack a deal with you on which you're gonna like make nothing at the end of the day, and you're gonna be just selling your music out there without it making anything, right?
Mhm.
So when we start talking about like what were your main goal as an artist, so what do you think about that one?
So my main goal is that as I recognize that, I'm creating an entertainment experience for people. I, in the long term, want to take this entertainment to different levels. For example, I'm not just an artist, I'm a person that people know about first. So I was in my first ever movie last year. Shout out Popeye the Slayer Man. It actually reached on the IMDb most popular movie charts. It reached number 40. It was a public domain horror movie. And I want to go deeper into the film area. I also am a videographer. A lot of people don't know this about me. I
Mhm.
My life full-time entertainment. I spend so much of my day being able to shoot video for people, and I also run recording programs at in the if you live in the United States, you might know what this is, the Job Corps Academy. It's like a trade school. We run recording programs there where I'm able to give like students the chance to record. I want to down the line be able to have an entertainment center, a production center where it focuses on video and recording. But the main theme that I want to be able to bring to the table in this is that you want to approach it with enjoyment. If you approach it with enjoyment as a videographer, you're going to have better creativity with what angles you want to get. If you approach it with enjoyment when you're recording, your recording takes come out better, and people can tell. The audience can feel when you're feeling it. So I want to like take entertainment to all areas, anything that like TV, movies, film. Someday I'd love to tap my feet into comedy, even if it's filming for comedians or being part of the writing process for a comedic script. Like I want to go all over the place there.
That's amazing. That's cool. Well, you can just try out to be in a stand-up comedy or something like that. You can start with that process, right? So that's amazing. So, well, from my side, the goal was like simple, working together, right? Was just building on a real fans, right? Not on a fake number. So that's where our goal is, and that's what we are actually working on. So, just one more thing, I just want to know that, like, as you have been doing a video editing and all this stuff by yourself, the recording thing, you did the course as well, right? But most of the artists don't have that experience, right? So do you think that the most of the artists can record themselves with their phones? Like these days you can see that like every other phone has like, their professional cinematic modes in it, right? So do you think that the artists should just push themselves into that side to at least record something, right? It doesn't matter you guys know something or not, but record yourself.
100%. I think people like underestimate just shooting phone videos. Like, in fact, phone videos look so organic and they're actually very slept on. Like, if you record a video to your, like, just talking to your phone, I think it'll be more received by your audience as you having a conversation with them rather than if you have, a cinematic camera. Now, look, I'm a videographer. I love cinematography. I love cinematic cameras. However, if you are an artist and let's say you don't have resource to the highest quality camera, it's like your phone will actually do the same effect and often better nowadays because we're all on the internet. People don't want polished. People want to see you get out of bed, your hair messy, and you tell them, hey, this is what today looks like, and that'll be more organic. So you have the utensils at your hands. Don't be scared to just pull out your phone and try something. If it doesn't work, at least you're taking another step forward and people will still remember you. You're still getting in front of people.
Makes sense. Yeah, of course, 100%. So I would say that like this is the best advice for an artist for today, because this is what most of the people are missing, right? And I just want to know that like, well, what's been the biggest mind shift since working together, right? So like we started working together. So what was the main thing?
And just for me personally, is I recognize I'm an artist, right? I'm also a person. And there's things that I like, don't like about myself, things that I want people to know, don't want people to know about me. As an artist, sometimes it's hard to market ourselves. It's hard to do branding for ourselves because we're so caught up in who we want to be while other people see us for who we are and how we are. So having a team of people who can run ads for you and look at the analytics and maybe give you advice on the right way to approach things is very beneficial. I if I try to do everything myself, like in terms of marketing and branding, then I'm gonna basically try to create the person that I think everyone wants to see. When the whole time the whole world recognizes that what they're looking at is inauthentic. So having the eyes and ears of people who know how to do this is giving you that input. Just it's helpful. It also gives me ideas for what else I want to try with my music.
Well, thanks for like these wonderful words because most of the artists want to know this thing, right? Because it's important for them. Having a team with them, the same mindset is very important. And I think they can just get it working with us. So, what advice would you give artists like who are scared to invest in themselves?
I People probably not gonna like this advice, but I say there's two ways to take this. Either one, if you're scared to invest in yourself, you gotta ask yourself, are you scared of failure or are you scared of the work? Are you scared of doing the work? Because you're a business, put time and resources in. If you want to make it happen, you will. And then the second thing, this is what I don't think people are like. If you don't want to invest anything into yourself, then you might not want it bad enough to where, because you investing don't stop here. It starts here. The biggest artist in the world, Travis Scott. I was looking at an interview from him. He himself is trying to learn his own like stage engineering because the biggest shows like when an artist is going on tour, they're investing a lot of money, even into them little wristbands that light up. It's for 21 Pilots, it was $20,000 to have those wristbands that light up. Of course, that changes the experience and they get a return for that. But it's like the investments only get bigger. So if you can't invest what you got, then I'd say maybe entrepreneurship might be something that you got to change your mind about. Or maybe that's, not what you're looking for. Cause like, you gotta pay to play.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I agree with you on this one. So, like, do you see yourself as in a brand now or like not just an artist? Like, what you think?
So, um, the way that I see it is now there's two people here. I'm King Konye, but there's also just Konye. Konye is just the human being that walks around the street I'm usually silent. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm very self-reflective. King Konye, I get to share my thoughts. I get to be the me that I am with my friends and my homies. We're laughing, we're dapping each other up, we're punching each other's arms or something like that. As an artist, your artist persona or your brand is an extension of yourself. So King Konye is an extension of me, but that's not the full person. And you want to be able to organize your thoughts into what do I want to tell people and express that. That is what your artist persona is, and it's not any less you. It doesn't mean you're being fake. It doesn't mean you're inauthentic. It just means that you're thinking about what you're giving to people. So I am a business.
I feel you. I understand that. Well, so as we were looking into your Instagram, so your bio says like goat first, right? So how does faith guide your music and decisions?
Oh, thank you for asking that question. That's beautiful. For me, like I actually pray about everything before I do it because it reworks my mind. For example, I'll give two examples. Before I get on stage, I pray and I ask, I say, Lord, I want to be a servant to the people who are out there in the audience. All of a sudden, all these nerves that I had to do a good job. It's like, oh, people are paying this much money to see King Konye on stage. The people are expecting me to show up my best, the way that I showed up the last time, and I feel all this pressure. All that pressure starts to go away because I'm like, wait a minute. Even if I didn't give them what they were looking for, I showed up and I served. And if one person was able to receive that, that matters. And the other example that I want to use is that because I go into everything like with prayer, it reminds me all of this is about the who before it's about the what. Like, if I'm making music, yes, I have fun making music, but I'm trying to craft something that people can connect to. When I'm on stage, I I look people in the eyes. Some artists sleep on this, but when you're in a room, whether it's 20 people or whether it's 150 people or 150,000, if you can actually hold a connection emotionally with them, then this experience becomes magical. And that's what this entertainment is really all about. When you show up live, people get to see and connect with you. So for me, faith is like, hey, like go and help these people. Like, don't just worry about all the stuff that you want to get. Of course, I got a lot I want to get, but you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So, like everybody in this world is just trying to be at some stage, right? Some goals. But the motivation is really important, right? But how do you stay disciplined when motivation is not there?
Ooh, this is such a good one for my life right now. Now, there's motivation and there's discipline. The motivation is gonna go away. Motivation is us recognizing our potential. Discipline is us making new habits. We are human beings, we're creatures of habit and routine. If you want to, let's say you want to be a full time artist, you have to start full time making music. You have to be disciplined enough to make a habit, to go to the studio when you don't want to. Maybe it won't come out the way that you want to do it. That's okay. But just be willing to try and fail. Because if you didn't fail, that just means you didn't try.
Makes sense, 100%. And what's keep you grounded as the things grow?
So, of course, my faith, and two, I'm in a relationship. Me and my girlfriend, she has seen this build in the last 4.5 years. She's seen me become a new person, and she keeps me rooted in the things that matter. Because I'm a very passionate person, and I always like to move forward. I I'm like a lover, but I'm a little competitive of a human being. So I'm like, I want to win. I want to get this. I want to be the first. I want to be the artist that they book. And sometimes when I look at the fact that like I get to at least just sit and like show things to her. I show her all songs. Actually, just before this interview, there's a music video that I'm doing for the brand deal that I have, Track 23. There's like a banners that they put up in their stores throughout the US, and they have my picture on them. And I was trying to figure out, do I want to do this music video, or just do I want to just focus on, going in and being able to like look at the poster and, share that with my fans. I told my girlfriend, she has the sit down and shut up card in my life. If she says if she says bad idea, don't do that, even if I don't agree, then I will sit down, shut up, and we'll revisit it later. But it takes having people in your life that even if you don't agree, you're willing to listen to them. We need accountability. So that's huge for me.
Important because like sometimes you're in your box, like you are thinking about a lot of things, but the people like who are looking at you out of your books, like they see you in a different situation, and they better understand you. So it's really good to having somebody with you. So I agree with you on this one. So what message do you want your music to leave behind?
My message I want to leave with people is that hope is not just knowing that things will be okay. Hope is knowing that darkness is inevitable, but in the darkness there is light. There is moments of happiness, and even if we're sad, that means that we cared about certain things enough to be sad about them when they're not with us. So I want to leave people with the fact that just, everything in life is meaning. Life is an experience. It's not just a journey to get somewhere, but every day you're experiencing. We make all our goals, but at the end of the day, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be, just enjoy being first, and everything else after that, you got to do and enjoy.
Makes sense, 100%. So, what's coming next for the King Kanye? Music, visuals, performance? Like, what should people expect from you?
What people got to expect is so far what they've seen, I'm gonna call it, they see, the domesticated polite King Konye. In some of my new music that's coming out, I'm sharing a little bit more of what's in my heart. I'm gonna call it the sharper side of myself. What's next for King Konye is I'm gonna speak a little bit more with conviction. I have a song that just dropped called Puzzle Pieces, where I do talk about trying to navigate the new stage of my life. Even the fact that, there's times when fans are taking pictures of me on the street, sometimes while I'm just recording videos, like last weekend. And I deal with the personal issues of imposter syndrome. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they're giving me so much honor, and I'm just a human being. I'm not perfect. And I felt the burden recently of, only showing the positive sides of myself. Now I'm sharing a little bit more of my humanity. And I know not everybody's going to like that. Some people will argue with that and have argued with that. But I think it's more important to be human for other people and ourselves. So that's what's next.
That's cool, amazing. So, like, what's the long-term vision for the Konye Kingdom?
Long term, someday they will see this. There will be a production center called the Kingdom's Palace. That will be the production center where I take the company Kingdom's Entertainment to. Kingdom's Entertainment for me is we're trying to be the kingdom of light out here. I'm trying to bring family and entertainment that could be listened to with families. I don't usually curse in my songs. I try to keep it relatively clean, and it's not a matter of restriction, but it's a matter of really, moving with intentionality. I want there to be light in what I do in some type of way. So long term, y'all are gonna see King Konye is not just a rapper. I am a rapper, but y'all are gonna things are gonna expand. And I hope anyone who's an artist, videographer, photographer, whatever, can be involved in any type of way because I love to involve people. Collaboration is the best way to expand something.
It's amazing. Yeah, of course, 100% makes sense. So, well, if someone discovers you today, what do you want them to do next?
That's a beautiful question. If someone discovers me today, follow my Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube. Reason why I say that is because visuals are important to me, but that's where I can share like upcoming parts of myself, and that's where you get to really have the King Konye experience. You get most of it live, but I know not everyone lives in New York in the United States. So if you want to be a part of what King Konye does, just stay locked in, and if you watch, I hope you enjoy what you see.
It's amazing. Yeah, of course. So, well, so if you are an independent artist and watching this, you are a serious, like if you are serious about the growth, just like King Kanye is, like, so not just the streams, but the real fans, content, and the income. Like, this is exactly what we have to do, right? And what we can do. So, make sure you follow King Kanye, stream his music, and tap into the momentum. And if you want to help building your brand right away, links are in the descriptions. We will see you in next one. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching this. And it was amazing talking to you, King. So you shared a lot of wise words with us, like which actually people have to understand that if they want to be a better person, better human, right? They need these things in their life, and they have to be more disciplined and have more faith on on their religion and the God as well to be just keep going in this life, because this life is not just, waking up every day and doing what you do every day, but try new things as well, right? Work on the new things, entertain yourself. Happiness is a choice. So it's you like who can, change your world. So it makes sense for me. So well, thank you so much for coming today and just talking with us. And we really enjoyed it. And I hope we will see you again on some big picture out there. So things gonna be just better. So we're gonna be keep pushing like this. We're gonna be working together as in a team, and one day we will be at the top together.
Shout out Plugin Agency, shout out Royal Marketing, shout out JD, and thank you all for locking in and listening.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the shout outs.